If you're hearing this, it isn't by accident. Consider this your nudge to lean in, to let the noise fade for a moment, and listen. There are times when life, your spiritual journey, and a needed message line up with almost suspicious precision. This is one of those times. Not because something dramatic is happening on the outside, but because something meaningful is happening on the inside. You can feel it. A tug, a whisper, a weight you can't quite name. Think about the last time your body told you the truth before your mind caught up. How your chest tightened before a hard conversation, or your stomach fluttered right before a big decision. We call it gut feeling, as if it's just a figure of speech, yet your body has always been a faithful messenger. When the inner world shifts, the body speaks first. Today, the message arrives there in your core. It carries both a warning and a promise. Don't ignore what your life is trying to tell you. This isn't about fear. It's about clarity. About noticing the small signals you've trained yourself to push through, because you're busy, because you're strong, because you've survived worse. But strength isn't numbness, and survival isn't the same as alignment. Alignment is when who you are, what you value, and what you choose begin to face the same direction. It's when the truth you've avoided stops knocking and simply walks in. So here's my invitation. Suspend the habit of brushing past your own signals. For the next few minutes, let your attention rest in your center. Notice the subtle textures there: tightness, flutter, emptiness, warmth. Don't label them as good or bad. Just notice. Your life is not calling you to panic. It's calling you to awareness. That awareness is the doorway to change. If you've been asking for a sign, this is it. If you've been waiting for the right time, this is it. If you've been hoping for words that name what you feel, let these be the words. You are being guided. What's unfolding is purposeful. And the message is simple. Pay attention to your center. There is wisdom stirring there, and when you honor it, clarity follows. Stay with me. Let's listen together. Your stomach as a sacred processing room. Your stomach is more than a place where food is broken down. It's where experiences are processed too, the emotional and spiritual meals you take in every day. News headlines, a friend's tone, a memory you didn't ask to revisit, the comment you keep replaying, all of it lands somewhere. Much of it lands in your gut. That's why we speak of butterflies, knots, a sinking feeling. Language only discovered what the body already knew. When anxiety shows up, your core tightens. When stress mounts, digestion of every kind slows. Food, yes, but also feelings and thoughts. Your body starts to keep score. The skipped boundaries, the swallowed words, the yes you didn't mean, the late night scrolling that leaves your mind overstimulated and your spirit undernourished. None of this is random. It's data. Your stomach is handing you a report in real time. Right now, something is changing in you. Call it an awakening, a cleansing, a quiet renovation of the inner house. The signal isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to refocus you. What are you feeding your body? What are you feeding your mind? What stories are you chewing on long after they stop serving your growth? Discernment isn't about paranoia. It's about stewardship. You have a say in what comes through the door. Consider this a gentle audit. The content you consume, does it leave you heavy or grounded? The conversations you entertain, do they leave you small or seen? The habits you repeat, do they steady your breath or steal it? Your stomach, of all places, is telling you the truth. It's asking for clean inputs, less noise, more nourishment, fewer fear loops, more honest pauses, less performing, more presence. And there's a spiritual layer here. Your intuition doesn't shout. It nudges. It whispers through sensations, an ache that lingers, a flutter you can't explain, a wave of unease that rises when you're about to cross a line you've crossed before. Treat these as pings from a wiser part of you, not glitches to override. Every message says in its own way, come back to what's real. Choose what helps you be whole. Your stomach is not sabotaging you. It's shepherding you. When the body rings the bell, let's name the signals. Tightness that makes you breathe shallow. Nausea that appears during certain conversations. A hollow hunger that food doesn't fix. These aren't random malfunctions. They're doorbells. Something deeper is standing on your porch asking to be met. The first step isn't to judge it, it's to answer it. Start with honest questions. What am I holding that isn't mine anymore? Which thoughts am I chewing on that keep me stuck? Which emotions have I stored instead of felt? These questions aren't a courtroom, they're a clearing. They help you see what your body has been trying to carry alone. And here's the reason the message finds you now. You're at a crucial point. You've grown too much to keep living misaligned. The gap between what you know and what you practice has become uncomfortable, and that discomfort is your ally. Every choice, every thought, every interaction leaves an imprint at a soul level. Your core feels it first. That's why a single boundary can quiet your stomach more than a whole diet of distractions. That's why a sincere apology can release pressure where antacids never reached. The body records, but it also releases. Give it permission. Listen, pause, reflect, and then let go. Not theatrically, but specifically. Let go of the story that you must be everything for everyone. Let go of the impulse to outrun your feelings. Let go of the habit of ignoring your inner no. I'll tell you something personal. The seasons I ignored my gut were the seasons I drifted the farthest from people I loved, from work that mattered, from myself. I called it resilience. My body called it sprinting with a pebble in my shoe. The day I finally stopped to take off that shoe, the big breakthrough felt embarrassingly small. A boundary here, a truthful conversation there, 10 minutes of quiet before the day began. Small choices, but my stomach exhaled. Peace returned from the inside out. So hear this as a kind command. Do not dismiss your signals as coincidences. Treat them as care instructions for your life. You are being invited to release what no longer serves you and to choose what makes you whole. If you do, the unrest won't need to shout anymore. The bell will grow quiet, not because you silenced it, but because you answered it. An invitation to cleanse and realign. There are moments in life when your own body extends an invitation, not through words, but through whispers. That unease you feel in your stomach isn't random, is a sacred call to pause, breathe, and look deeper. Think of it as a divine knock on the door of your inner house, asking you to step inside and clean what has been long ignored. We often treat discomfort as an enemy, something to suppress with quick fixes. But what if that discomfort is actually a messenger? A guide nudging you toward balance. Your body, mind, and spirit are not separate departments. They are threads woven into the same fabric. When one tugs, the whole cloth shifts. Right now, your stomach is that tug, pointing to the imbalance that needs your attention. Imagine how you treat food. You don't eat every single thing placed in front of you. You discern what nourishes and what harms. In the same way, life asks you to choose what thoughts, what conversations, what energies you allow in. Some bring light, others bring heaviness. This is the moment to cleanse, not just your body, but your mind and your spirit, to release what weighs you down and to realign with what lifts you up. Trust that this process is for your good. Just as your body digests food, you are now being asked to digest the lessons and experiences God has placed before you. Some are hard to chew, others leave a bitter taste, but all carry nutrients for growth if you are willing to sit with them. The ache you feel isn't a punishment, it's a signal of transformation, proof that you are on the edge of something significant. Take a moment today. Honor what is stirring inside. Ask yourself, what am I ready to release? What deserves no further space in my body or my soul? And as you listen, remember, you are not alone in this journey. God is with you, guiding each breath, walking with you through every shift. This invitation isn't just to cleanse, it's to awaken. And when you answer it, peace will begin to seep in where anxiety once lived. The present moment of awakening. Right now, you are standing in a sacred moment. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, not when you feel ready. It is happening now. The unease in your stomach is more than a passing discomfort. It is a divine revelation unfolding in real time. Your stomach has always been more than an organ. It is the center where your physical and emotional being meet. It holds your intentions, your fears, your hopes, your hidden griefs. That fluttering you felt, that tightness you can't quite explain, that unsettled feeling that lingers, they are not coincidences. They are messages from deep within, urging you not to run, but to listen. Do not be afraid of these sensations. Fear will only convince you to look away when what you need most is to look closer. God is not here to scare you. He is here to strengthen you. What you feel is not a curse, it is preparation. You are on the brink of transformation. Think of a seed under the soil, pressing against the dirt before it breaks into light. That pressure isn't the end, it is the beginning. And yes, the time for healing is near. Every tear shed, every heavy night endured, every moment you felt unseen, none of it has gone unnoticed. God has counted them all, and now He is cleansing the old to prepare space for the new. It may not feel glamorous. In fact, it may feel raw, messy, uncertain. But the process of release always feels like loss before it feels like freedom. So when you sense this internal shift, don't label it as a setback. See it as a doorway. Ask yourself, what is my body trying to release right now? What emotional weight am I carrying that no longer belongs to me? The unease you feel is not against you, it is for you. Is God moving inside you, sweeping away what has overstayed its welcome? Breathe into this moment. Trust that the discomfort is evidence of new life forming. You are being reshaped, not broken. You are being prepared, not punished. And when the shift is complete, you will find that the very place that once ached is now where strength and peace reside. The refining fire of transformation. When life places you in uncomfortable spaces, it is easy to assume you are being punished. But what if the opposite is true? What if the discomfort is proof that you are loved too much to stay the same? This is where God meets you, in the refining fire, not to destroy you, but to purify you. Consider gold. Before it gleams, it is raw, covered in impurities. Only through fire does it transform, separating what is valuable from what is waste. In the same way, your soul is being refined. The pressure in your stomach, the unease you carry, is not the fire itself, but the evidence that you are in it, that God is burning away what no longer serves your growth. This is not an accident. God is making space for blessings that cannot coexist with old burdens. His love is healing you from the inside out, piece by piece, layer by layer. It may feel slow, but trust the process. Healing often feels like unraveling before it feels like peace. The threads of your old fears are being untangled so that a new pattern can emerge. You are being purified, made whole in ways you cannot yet understand. The very core of your being, the place that has carried tension, anxiety, and doubt, is now being prepared to carry strength, peace, and clarity. Do not rush it. Be patient with yourself. Transformation is not about speed, it is about depth. I can tell you from my own seasons of refining that the fire doesn't feel holy while you're in it. It feels heavy. It feels unfair. It feels endless. But looking back, I see it was the very place where I was stripped of illusions and given truth instead. I was emptied so I could finally be filled. And the same is true for you. God is with you in this fire. You are not alone. Every moment of discomfort is a step toward the fullness of His love and grace. Trust that when the refining is complete, you will shine, not with borrowed light, but with a glow that comes from within, born from resilience and divine renewal. The fire will not consume you, it will reveal you. The burden you don't have to carry anymore. Sometimes we mistake heaviness for normalcy. We carry burdens for so long, anxiety, fear, the weight of expectations, that we begin to think they're simply part of who we are. But deep down, your body knows otherwise. That heaviness in your stomach, that pressure you can't quite explain, is not a permanent condition. It's a signal. It's a reminder that something needs to shift, that you're being invited into a transformation far bigger than yourself. You may have asked yourself, why this pain? Why now? Why do I feel so uneasy when nothing obvious seems wrong? These questions aren't signs of weakness, they're signs of awakening. What is happening inside of you is not random. It's not by chance. It is purposeful. God hears the cries you thought no one noticed. He sees the struggles you fought in silence. He knows the storms that rage both in your mind and in your body. Your stomach has become the place where desires and fears intertwine, where your past regrets sit beside your hopes for the future. That's why it feels so raw. It's not just digestion, it's storage. It holds the stress you didn't release, the words you swallowed instead of speaking, the anxieties about tomorrow, the shame from yesterday. No wonder it feels heavy. But this weight was never meant to stay with you. This is your spiritual invitation. Not to ignore, not to medicate away every discomfort, but to look closer and ask, what am I holding that isn't mine anymore? What have I carried long past its usefulness? These burdens, whether fear of failure, resentment, or guilt, have taken up residence in your body. But God is calling you to surrender them, to let them go, to trust that His hands are stronger than yours. Release does not mean defeat. It means recognizing that carrying everything yourself was never the design. Healing is not about proving toughness. It's about accepting partnership with the divine. And here's the promise. His healing power is available to you right now. The very core of you, your stomach, your center, will be restored. This healing is not just physical. It will touch every corner of your life, rippling into your mind, your relationships, your spirit. Yes, you are in a season of transformation. And yes, transformation is rarely comfortable. Think of metal refined in fire. It bends, it glows, it reshapes. The same is happening within you. But here is the assurance. You will not be left in the fire. God is not only refining you, He is standing with you in the heat. You are not abandoned, you are accompanied. So if your stomach feels like a battlefield, don't despair. It's also becoming a birthplace. What aches today is preparing you for freedom tomorrow. Hold on not to the weight, but to the truth that this discomfort is not permanent. It is part of the purification, and you are being led to peace. There comes a moment when holding on costs more than letting go. And right now, your body is teaching you that moment has arrived. The call is clear: release. Lay down what has been burdening you: fear, regret, bitterness, old stories that no longer serve your becoming. Let them leave. When you let go, something profound happens. Your body responds. The knot in your stomach begins to loosen. Your spirit, which has been cramped by weight, begins to stretch again. You feel lighter, not because life has magically removed all difficulty, but because you are no longer trying to control what was never yours to control. In that space, peace begins to grow. God's promise is not vague. He says, I will heal you body, mind, and spirit. Nothing will go wrong when you trust in me. That doesn't mean you'll never face challenges. It means you won't face them alone. Healing doesn't erase the past, it redeems it. It turns wounds into wisdom, scars into strength, and unease into alignment. Picture yourself growing through this process. Day by day you evolve. The very stomach that once signaled your distress is now becoming a place of wholeness. The same body that once echoed with heaviness begins to resonate with lightness. You become stronger, not by avoiding discomfort, but by walking through it with faith. You become more whole, not by patching yourself together, but by allowing yourself to be renewed from the inside out. This is the sacred paradox. The place of your deepest unrest can become the wellspring of your greatest peace. The same stomach that held your worries now holds God's message. The same body that carried shame now carries strength. And the same heart that trembled under fear now beats with courage. So trust the process. Trust that the discomfort was never the final chapter, but the turning point. Trust that the one who began this work within you will see it through. Trust that even when you don't understand the why, you are being led toward the where, toward peace, purpose, and alignment with your truest self. This is your moment of release. Breathe. Exhale the burdens you no longer need. Inhale the freedom that is waiting for you. You are being guided into a future that is not heavy but light, not fragmented but whole, not restless but at peace. And when you look back, you will see this season not as a curse, but as the time you were remade. The time when you trusted, let go, and stepped into the fullness of God's promise. The time when your stomach, your soul, and your life finally aligned.